Christian.
You guys can start.
Okay, max volume down 2. Music's up enough. You want to test it, or are you good?
Let's play it for me, actually.
Not yet, guys, not yet. Make sure it's loud enough. Yeah, because I'm going to pull it down once I start talking. So, yeah.
I mean, I could do that for you if you want. Just to make it easier so you're not multitasking too much.
Sure, as long as it's...
Once you start talking, I'll fade it a little bit for you.
A little bit, yeah.
Not the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just, I guess, keep an eye on me for when we're ready to pull it all the way out.
Yep.
Okay?
Good to go.
Welcome to 5 to 9, the movie game for movie fans, where we have to connect actors to actors through no fewer than 5 and no more than 9 movies. I'm your host, Eric Ginsberg, and we're coming to you live on tape from the boardwalk in beautiful Asbury Park, New Jersey. Do you love movies? Do you love getting lost in the IMDb, the Internet Movie Database? Do you love talking through, who is that guy? Who isn't that thing? What's his face? Then this is your show, and this game is for you. In just a moment, I'm going to introduce today's contestants, but first, I want to remind you that if you'd like to be a contestant on 5 to 9, you can enter for a chance to be on our show by beating us at our own game. Just download or purchase official 5 to 9 game cards at 5to9game.com. That's the number 5, TO9game.com. Play today's challenge, post a photo of your winning game card on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and tag at 5to9game in your post. So, my first guest here immediately to my left, she is a biology teacher at Bordentown Regional High School. Her hobbies include smashing the patriarchy and volunteering with Moms Demand Action. I'd like to introduce you to my friend, Rebecca Jacobsen. Rebecca, hello.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. So, Rebecca, you told me before the show that you never want to see The Princess Bride remade.
No.
And there was a thread of that recently, wasn't there?
It was scary.
Yeah, because they were talking about it, and Cary Elwes himself, Wesley himself, the Dread Pirate Roberts himself, went on Twitter and said that there are a scarcity, a shortage
of perfect movies in this world, and it would be a shame to damage this one.
Thank you very much. I knew you could do it. Thank you. Absolutely. So, Rebecca, tell me what kind of volunteering you do with Moms Demand Action.
So I'm an educator, and I like to talk to people about gun violence in America and ways to stop it, and the fact that most gun owners kind of agree with a lot of the stuff that we are doing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's a big groundswell of support. 90% of Americans are in favor of common sense gun regulations.
Yeah, almost 100% of Americans are in favor of not getting shot.
Almost.
So if that's where I have to start, that's where I have to start.
I'll start there. So my next guest, Des of Des and the Swagmatics, who
Yes.
you are actively working on a new album. Des, hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited to see you. So you've got shows coming up, and of course, people can check out your Instagram and your Facebook. You're at Des Swagmatics. But before the show, Des, you told me that one movie that you do want to see remade is First Wives Club.
Yes.
What is your dream cast to remake First Wives Club, which originally starred Bette Midler, Diane Keaton, and Goldie Hawn as the three first wives, as well as a phenomenal supporting cast,
Absolutely.
which included a younger Sarah Jessica Parker
Yes,
and
it
Bronson Pinchot.
Yes.
Who else should be in the remake in your heart?
In my heart of hearts, I would love to see Kate McKinnon in that movie, just because I love her and her personality and her everything that she brings to all of her roles so much. It would be such a comedic relief. And I would love to see Lizzo in that role. Like, somebody give Lizzo some kind of film role, and I think that would be so perfect.
Film debut.
And as my third person, I'm going to shout out my friend actually plays the lead on Pose, MJ. She's a trans woman and is gorgeous and would bring so much glamour and such a different spin and perspective on the story that I don't think was present in the 90s version.
Yeah.
Small fact, I think Stockard Channing was also in First Wives Club, right?
I believe you.
In the first, 2 minutes.
I believe you.
Rizzo.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
From Rizzo to Lizzo. I'm just saying, it's there. It's built in.
Absolutely. So tell me about your album you're working on right now.
We have a lot of it done. We're actually in the process of writing a ton of new songs. We're workshopping and woodshedding and kind of getting to know each other a lot more closely. Before this album, all of the songs on the record were written by just me and my guitar and my sadness. But now we've been a band for about 5 or 6 years, and the guys are having a much more collaborative hand in helping write the
It's time.
tunes. It's time.
It's time.
They're chomping at the bit, so
It's
I'm
time.
really hyped to show what they're coming up with.
So, guys, we've invited you both here today to play the movie game 5 to 9, where you're going to have to connect actors to actors through no fewer than 5 and no more than 9 movies. Here is how we're going to play the game. Before our show, we asked you both to write down the name of 5 actors. You put those names in a hat, and now I'm going to randomly draw 2 of those that you're going to have to connect. So, the first name that I'm drawing out of the hat, I'm not looking, I'm not cheating,
scared.
I'm giving a good mix, is Keira Knightley. Wow, we talked a lot about Keira Knightley in a recent episode. So let's put in the from spot on your card. Let's put Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley. And we're going to go to, we're going to connect her to Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway. Now, I'm going to draw a third name, and that third name is going to be a wild card. If you can go through that wild card, you can earn 3 bonus points.
Oh, boy. Okay,
Let's see.
We can do this. We can.
Your wild card, if you can do it, is Will Ferrell.
We cannot do this.
Oh, well, it's been nice, guys.
Will Ferrell.
Pleasure to
Not to
meet
be
you.
confused. Not to be confused with Phil Werrell? That's not a thing.
No.
One more thing, guys. We're going to spin our house rule wheel. Each time you hit the house rule, you're going to get a bonus point. Des, I'm going to give you the honors. Spin this wheel.
All right. Do I need to spin it with the stylus?
Nope, you can just swipe it with your finger.
Oh, boy.
And it looks like our house rule for this round is going to be... Spin it one more time. That was our house rule last time.
Okay. Give me a better rule.
Our house rule is going to be... We're right on the edge.
This is so exciting.
I think we're gonna go with Academy Award winners, and the reason why is because we're on the edge of Academy Award winners and women actors, and we've got just about all women actors so far. So that'd be too many bonus points, too easy, too fast. So we're gonna go our house rule down there at the bottom. You can see there's a little spot for that. This time is going to be Academy Award winners. And we'll see who we can get. So we're going to go from Keira Knightley. The best way to play this game, I have found, is just start shouting out Keira Knightley movies. What has she been in? With whom? Go.
Okay, Pride and Prejudice
With?
Donald Sutherland.
Sure. What else was she in?
She was in
Pirates with Johnny Depp.
All the Pirates, yeah.
All the Pirates.
Most of the Pirates.
Gregory Rush.
3 of the
Jeffrey
Pirates.
Rush.
Jeffrey Rush, okay.
Orlando Bloom was in there.
Yeah.
What was he in?
Not as much as you would think. Well, the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, the
He
Lord
was
of
in
the Rings. There's a lot going on there.
With
He's
Viggo
been in a lot of
Mortensen.
very big blockbusters without himself becoming uber famous.
He was in the one with Kirsten Dunst that I don't remember the name of.
it was A Girl's Name Town.
I saw part of it in an airplane.
Which is very ironic.
Yeah.
If you've seen that movie, it's very ironic to see it on a plane, considering Kirsten Dunst plays a flight attendant and they meet on a plane.
That is right. I did not meet anyone on that flight.
Let alone.
Elizabethtown is the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I saw that very, very briefly in passing.
Okay, well,
so are
well,
we Keira Knightleying?
Well, you
still
sure
Keira
can.
Knightley.
Sure, we can go. Why don't we go Keira Knightley? You had a Pirates connection there with Orlando Bloom. And Orlando Bloom, you went Elizabethtown. Now, we're not married to any of this. You can change this whenever you want. We got to start somewhere. Was in Elizabethtown with Kirsten Dunst.
She was in, when she was a little girl, Interview with the Vampire.
She
Yes.
was.
With Brad Pitt
Does
and
that help
Tom
us?
Cruise.
Does that help us get to Will Ferrell and or Anne Hathaway?
Yeah. Hold on. Okay,
Wait,
wait.
who does Brad Pitt know?
Elizabethtown with Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst, of course, from New Jersey, from Point Pleasant originally, just down a couple towns south of us.
Interview with Brad and Tom.
And who was doing the interview?
That the guy who
Oh,
was,
Christian Slater.
Christian
yeah,
Slater.
Christian Slater, man.
With Christian Slater, but I don't think we're going to get any hits with him on this one. Okay, so also in interviews, Brad and Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, we could go off on a tangent
Sure.
on.
Was Tom Cruise in
Tom
anything
Cruise.
with Will Ferrell?
Was he?
Weren't they?
Not that I can
not,
think of.
Not an Anchorman. He didn't make like one of those random guest appearances in Anchorman, right?
No, it feels like that
I'm
was a
thinking
rhetorical
about-
question, but
I'm thinking about
no.
I'm just
Tropic
tossing
Thunder
things
too,
out.
because it feels like Tropic Thunder is a movie that Will Ferrell would have been in,
But he
but
wasn't.
he wasn't.
What a waste.
But who? Well, I mean, I'm going deep to say who directed Tropic Thunder. Probably somebody who's worked with Will Ferrell.
Well, the person who
But-
directed Tropic Thunder starred in Tropic Thunder.
Robert Downey Jr.
He did not direct
He
it.
did, but he
No,
was in it.
it's,
He was in it.
You-
Oh, you're talking about Zoolander, Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller did direct that film, and he was in Anchorman. He was in Anchorman. He was one
was.
of the
With
anchors
Will
in the
Ferrell.
anchor
Will
fight.
Ferrell.
So where are we? So we're at Kirsten Dunst.
Well, Kirsten Dunst, and then we went Interview with the Vampire with Tom
okay.
Cruise. And then from Tom Cruise, we went Tropic Thunder.
With Ben Stiller,
Uh-huh.
who was in
Anchorman.
Anchorman with Will Ferrell.
Uh-huh. So you've made it to your wild card.
So we need to get from Will to Anne.
Okay. So Will Ferrell worked with. Oh my gosh.
You know, Will Ferrell's been in so many comedies. In fact, when
I
they were
know.
trying to pitch Ricky Bobby, the Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby, all Adam McKay pitched to the studio was Will Ferrell is a race car driver, is a NASCAR driver. That's it. And they said, here's a bunch of money, go for it. You know, Adam McKay actually auditioned for SNL at the same time Will Ferrell did. And Will Ferrell got picked to be on the show, who at one point he was the highest paid cast member at $350,000 a season because he was a bona fide movie star, bringing in the ratings. But Adam McKay wound up becoming a writer on the show and eventually becoming head writer. And that's how he and Will Ferrell got to develop this great relationship that has turned into so many movies, just so many movies. Obviously, Adam McKay now has an Academy Award for The Big Short, but prior to that, he worked on the Anchorman movies. Prior to that, he worked on The Other Guys with Will Ferrell.
I was trying to think of who was in The Other Guys because I feel like one of those guys.
Well, there were some other guys.
There was a whole bunch of other guys.
There were other guys.
I feel like we can get to
So many
Anne
other
Hathaway
guys.
through The Other Guys.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
Will Ferrell was not in Les Miserables or The Princess Diaries.
He was not
I'm
in those
confident
films.
of that.
That is true.
I'm trying to think of other Anne Hathaway movies, like maybe Batman. Who was in that last Batman? Other than Christian Bale, who has no connection to Will Ferrell. It was also Tom Hardy. I'm tangenting. I'm
Good.
trying.
That's how you do it.
I'm just thinking of the lead players in the movie, so it's like
Perfect.
Christian Bale and Tom Hardy and Anne Hathaway and Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
And you know, Anne
Yeah.
Hathaway was in a big ensemble cast maybe a year and a half ago, where she and 7 other women pulled off a big.
Something about Oceans.
Yeah, how
right.
many were there?
Oceans 8.
Yeah.
But I don't know who the other 7 were. Who were
Oh,
the
that's
other 7?
unfortunate because
Yeah,
there were
that is-
7 of them.
I wanted to say that J-Lo was in it, but that's that other
No,
movie
she
that I
was
just
not
saw.
in that one.
That was a different movie.
I watched Ocean's 8. It wasn't bad. I felt it contributed nothing to the franchise, and there were too many moments where just, ta-da, I know somebody with that skill. Like when they were hitting a wall, oh, by the way, my sister can do this. Oh, okay, let's bring this character in for a scene. Problem fixed. Get her out of the scene, and we're on.
I'm trying to think of who else would have been in that.
Just seems like a lot of people in a movie with Anne Hathaway. So it might be a
Right.
good kind of connecting point.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't even see the previews.
I didn't see it.
You did not miss much, in my opinion.
All right, let's trace back Will Ferrell to Anne Hathaway.
Sure.
Let's see, was he in anything with Russell Crowe?
Was Will Ferrell in anything with Russell Crowe?
That's a whole other challenge.
Whoa.
Some connecting
You're
Russell
really trying
Crowe
to get to Les Mis.
to Les Miserables.
I'm just trying to get to Les Mis, man.
Well, who else? Well, okay. Who else?
okay,
Hold
so
on.
there's-
We've got this.
Oh, wait,
Who else
no.
was in Les Mis? We've got
Jackman.
this.
Hugh Jackman.
And Hugh Jackman was in a movie with somebody you named as being in a movie with Anne Hathaway.
Hugh Jackman was in a movie with Christian Bale. No.
Well, who directed that movie?
It's on the tip of my tongue. Big giant productions.
I don't even know what movie we're on. Batman?
Yeah,
It's
Batman. Who has
Okay.
directed this trilogy of
same
Batman
guy as
movies?
Inception.
Same guy as Inception, that's
my
right.
God. Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. I'm going
Yes.
to give it to you. So Christopher Nolan likes to use which actor you mentioned in a lot of his films.
Not Leonardo.
He was in all the Batman movies. He was in Inception, and a lot of other Christopher Nolan films. You said him.
I'd said him.
You said him. He's in the Batman movie that you mentioned.
He's not. I didn't say
with
Tom
Anne
Hardy.
Hathaway. You did say Tom Hardy. You've said it many times,
I
hoping
did.
it's going to go
I
somewhere.
know. I'm trying to get
I've-
that Tom Hardy connect.
Yeah.
Michael Caine. No.
Michael
Michael
Caine.
Caine.
Sure.
Oh.
Michael Caine was in a movie with Hugh Jackman.
What movie was Michael
Oh, wait,
Caine
we've got
in?
in a circle. We've got in a circle from Anne Hathaway back to Anne Hathaway, and I got excited for nothing. So they were in The Prestige together. Hugh Jackman and Michael Caine were in The Prestige, but we got to get to Will Ferrell somehow.
Okay. We were just trying to make that Les Mis connection happen.
I was so close.
So, also in who was the dad in Step Brothers?
Oh,
I can see his face.
that
He's
is
in
on
a
the tip of my
million
tongue.
movies.
You know?
Because he is in another movie that I show in my classroom.
so many movies.
And all the kids, he's in And the Band Played On, and all the kids, when they see it, they're like, that's the dad in Step Brothers.
That's what they know him from.
And I feel like the
He's great in Burn After Reading, and I can't remember his name.
yeah, I
He-
feel like he's been in so many movies, low key, that
He
we can
worked
make
with
that way
Frances
back.
McDormand.
Has he ever worked with? Okay. I got it.
This is so exciting.
Hit
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hit
What's
me.
the movie that Will Ferrell is in where he is a character in a book that is happening concurrently?
I love this movie. It's my favorite Will Ferrell movie.
I know you're looking at me like I know it, but I do not.
Well, it's about a book, and what's a category of literature that's pretty wide.
Nah, I was gonna say nonfiction.
But
Stranger Than Fiction.
Stranger Than
Stranger Than Fiction.
Okay, so where are we going from that?
In Stranger Than Fiction, isn't the female narrator like not a Meryl Streep, but somebody of that ilk?
She is of that caliber, yes.
Judi Dench. No.
She's close to that caliber.
I have
Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson is correct.
That was a guess.
So where are we going to go?
Emma
Emma
Thompson has been with Anne Hathaway in, oh my God, it's not Little Women, it's one of those period movies, right?
Okay, so we got Will Ferrell in Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah.
With Emma Thompson.
With Emma Thompson.
She wasn't the queen in Princess Diaries. That was
No, that
Judy.
was Julie Andrews.
I saw Julie Andrews one time through like a crack between the curtains where she was being interviewed, and
Wow.
it was awe-inspiring.
Were you like a different person? Like, can you describe your life as like before and after?
No, because also that day I met Ian Scott, or Scott Ian from Anthrax. I always forget which name comes first.
They're both
So
first names.
It was a big day.
Wow.
It was a big day.
Bit of a day.
But okay, so
okay.
Emma Thompson was in. You're saying she was in something with Anne Hathaway.
Like one of those period, like the costume dramas. It's not Pride and Prejudice. It's not
That had
Emma.
Keira Knightley.
It's not Emma, right?
No, it's not Emma.
Something like that.
Was it one of the ones about like being Jane Austen, becoming Jane? Was it Becoming Jane?
Is Becoming Jane a TV show or is that a movie?
I think it's a movie.
I honestly don't know. I can cheat and look it up because I'm the host and I can do such things.
Fair.
Okay, all right, we'll allow it.
I think Emma Thompson's the connect.
I mean, I have seen Emma Thompson in a couple of things lately. I've seen her in Saving Mr. Banks lately. I know I'm a little late on that one. I saw her in the late night movie that she was in where she played the late night talk show host, and the name of the movie was Late Night. There we go. That was written actually for her by Mindy Kaling, who co-starred in the movie with her. And Emma Thompson, when she was told that the role was written for her, she kind of rolled her eyes because whenever a role is written for her, it's usually a role she does not want to play. But she read this one and she just loved it. She couldn't love it anymore.
Wow.
But was a role written for Anne Hathaway for the
That is
same
an
movie?
excellent question.
That would have been helpful to everybody.
It would have been, and yet. So, what movies was Anne Hathaway in with Emma Thompson, or can we?
Somebody Emma Thompson adjacent. Okay, so Anne Hathaway was in Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain had.
Oh, you know what you were thinking of? You were thinking of Sense and Sensibility.
That's the one.
But that was before Anne Hathaway. That was before Anne Hathaway was a star.
They weren't in that together, were they?
No, Anne Hathaway was not in that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're at Emma Thompson. How do we get from her to Anne Hathaway? Or we can go back. We can go back to Stranger Than Fiction or somewhere else. Who else was in Stranger Than Fiction?
I think we got really screwed up with Kirsten Dunst. I think she was the.
I mean, she was early, and we just kept going, but we got to Will Ferrell, our wild card.
Man.
fair, we did.
But we still got to get to Anne Hathaway. Okay, so let's start from Anne Hathaway this time.
Okay, go
All right.
backwards.
Okay.
Okay.
So we were just talking about. Oh my goodness! Of course, now that
Okay, so Anne Hathaway played a very famous TV show character. It was a TV show from the 60s. She was a secret agent with an organization.
Was she in one of the Charlie's Angels?
No, that was in the 70s, that show was. We're going back to the
Oh,
60s. She was in a movie version of a
it's-
TV show.
It is a TV show that I am familiar with and know the name of. And there's a guy
There
who
is.
was Steve Carell,
Uh-huh.
who was
Get Smart.
playing the guy. Get Smart.
Get Smart.
All
And we
right,
can go
high
from
five.
Will Ferrell to Steve Carell.
I'm pretty sure we can do that.
Through
Yeah.
something other than Anchorman because we already used Anchorman.
Ah.
But Anchorman had a sequel.
Anchorman 2.
There we go.
Boom. So we have Anchorman 2 with Steve Carell, who was in Get Smart with You Did It, You've Done It, Great Job, Anne
man.
Hathaway. Okay, we're going
Go
to total the
team.
points. Here's how it goes. Look at the bottom of your card. There's a points block over there. We're going to take the number 10. We're going to subtract the number of movies, which you see on your card was 7. So that's going to get you 3 points. Did you go through your wild card, Will Ferrell? Yes, you did. Did you go through the house rule of Academy Award winners? Has Keira Knightley won an Academy Award? I don't think she has.
No.
We know that Orlando Bloom has not. Kirsten
Hathaway
Dunst.
did.
Anne Hathaway has.
Anne Hathaway has. That's one. Has Kirsten Dunst won an Academy Award? I don't think she has.
I think she wasn't. She didn't win for Interview. I know she was nominated, right?
But she did not
I
win.
think she was the youngest
Was
person nominated.
Right.
Tom Cruise has ever won? No, he's not. Dustin Hoffman won for Rain Man with Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise has not. Has Ben Stiller won an Academy Award? No, but he was an SNL cast member. That's a point.
Oh, nice.
In Anchorman with Will Ferrell, a second SNL cast member, who was in Anchorman 2 with Steve Carell, who auditioned for SNL but did not make it. His wife, Nancy Carell, did wind up being a cast member on SNL for one season.
Wow.
And he was relegated to not being on Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
But life turned out okay for him, I think.
He got to be on the Dana Carvey show.
He did, with Stephen Colbert, his old buddy from Second City, who then also gave him the nod, gave him the call when it was time to come do The Daily Show. Who was in Get Smart with Anne Hathaway. So we have gotten 3 points for the moves, 3 points for the wild card is 6, 1 point for the house rule. One Academy Award winner is 7. We got 2 SNL cast members, brings us to 9 up top. We're going to total at 9 points, and you have done it. Des of Des and the Swagmatics, Rebecca Jacobsen of teaching science class at Bordentown Regional High School. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to be on 5 to 9 today, for playing our game. You've each won the official 5 to 9 gamepad, which comes with 50 game cards and is also available now at 5to9game.com.
All right.
Hold on. You ready to start fading it up? Listeners, make sure to check out Des wherever she is playing with the Swagmatics. You can find her at Des Swagmatics. And if you have a kid who needs a science class and lives in Bordentown, you might be lucky enough to get Rebecca Jacobsen as your student teacher. If you 5to9ers listening out there in the podcast ether were chomping at the bit, yelling out a better solution to today's challenge as we play through it, you can enter for a chance to come on our show by beating us at our own game. Just download or purchase official 5to9 game cards at 5to9game.com. Play today's challenge, post your game card on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and tag at 5to9game in your post. High scores as well as creativity and entertainment value will be considered. This has been 5 to 9. I'm your host, Eric Ginsberg. Our show is recorded at a shared universe podcast studio on the boardwalk in beautiful Asbury Park, New Jersey. Our sound engineer today is Christian Cordes. Our theme music is by me, Eric Ginsberg. Subscribe to the 5 to 9 podcast through Apple Podcast app, Google Play Store, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube if you want to look at us too, or literally everywhere else you get your podcast. Please play with us online through social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can play today's challenge or make up your own and play with or You can play today's challenge or make up your own and play with or against the global 5 to 9 community. Just don't forget to tag at 5 to 9 game when you do. Thanks for listening, and let's play together again soon. Guys, you did a great job.
That was fun.
I'm